everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Lindsay, and we are going to be doing a class today that is all about connecting to our breath, connecting to our body, and recognizing the wonderful people that we are. So grab what you need, grab a mat. If you need a blanket or blocks or anything like that, grab that and I'll meet you on the mat. Look at that, I'm here. All right, so we are going to start today in a seated position and we're gonna work on lengthening our spine. So you might be just sitting on the floor, that's fine. You might be cross-legged, you might be sitting up on your heels. And if you need a blanket or a block, you can have it. I've got some here, so I'm just gonna use one to put under my bum to sit up. Having something to sit on just elevates your hips and allows your hips to open a little bit more easily. So if you have it, awesome. If you don't, no worries. We're gonna find that connection of our sit bones to the ground or your block or your blanket, and we're going to lengthen our spine, imagining that we are a marionette puppet and there's that string coming out of the center of our head. So reaching our spine nice and long. Maybe we tuck the chin just slightly to lengthen the back of our neck. You can roll those shoulders up, around, and down and let them settle gently away from your ears. I invite you to close your eyes or to relax your gaze as we start to breathe. And in yoga, we try to breathe in and out through our nose. So I invite you to try that, closing your lips and breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And as we breathe, I invite you to think about something that you are proud of that you have done, or to think about the person you are wanting to become. And as we continue to connect to our breath, I invite you to say with me as you inhale, I am capable. And exhale all those doubts you might have about yourself. Inhaling, I'm becoming who I need to be. Exhaling those barriers that may be in the way. Inhaling, I am capable. And exhaling the doubts you might have of yourself. Inhaling, I'm becoming who I need to be. And exhaling the barriers that you might have. I invite you to open your eyes if they're closed. Bring attention back to the world around you, and we're going to start to move. If you've got something under your bum, you can keep it there or you can remove it. I'm going to remove my block, but keep it handy. And on your next inhale, bring your arms high to the sky. Maybe your gaze follows. Exhale, left arm to the floor, right arm reaches up and over, keeping our shoulders square to the front of our mat. Inhale to center. Exhale, right hand to the mat, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hand to the floor, right arm reaches over. Really think about that right hip reaching towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, right arm down, left arm reaches over and reaching that left hip down to the floor. Inhaling, arms up high. Exhale to twist, right arm to left knee, left hand behind your body. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Try to get all that air out of your lungs. Inhale, back towards center, reach those arms high. Exhale, left hand to right knee, Right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen that spine, and exhale, twisting, exhaling all of that air out of your lungs. Inhale, reaching those arms back up to center, and exhaling as we move onto all fours. We're going to take a moment getting into tabletop position here in all fours. And we have a lot of 90-degree angles happening in our body when we're in tabletop. So we want to make sure that we have our shoulders over our wrists and then our hips over our knees. So we've got those 90-degree angles. We want our fingers active, maybe gripping the ground a little bit. And we're going to press our body away from the floor with our arms and our shoulders. All right, so we're active there. And we're going to have our feet pressing gently into the floor so that we're active in our legs. And then think about activating your stomach muscles. Maybe there's that slight belly button to spine action. So hanging out here in tabletop isn't just hanging out. We're really active and working our whole body here. We're going to start to move now into cows and cats. On your next inhale, you're going to drop your belly to the ground, reach your chest, shine your heart forward, head to the sky. Exhale to cat as you round your spine and really press through the floor and bring your belly button to your spine. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Those shoulder blades come closer to one another as you shine your heart forward. Exhaling to cat. Shoulder blades separate. One more on your own. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll meet back here in tabletop. Find that active position again. And now we're going to do some modified side planks. So I'm going to take my right leg, my right foot, I'm going to kick it back behind me and keep my right arm where it is. And my left leg is going to come out to the side and my left arm is going to reach up high to the sky. So I've got a nice straight line in my body here in this modified side plank position. If you'd like, you can lift that left leg up off the floor. You can also reach that left arm nice and long so you are continuing that long line in your body. And we're all going to exhale, bringing our elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Maybe that's lengthening foot to the floor. Inhale, elbow to knee. There's a slight round of our back. Inhale, lengthen. And one more. Exhale, elbow to knee. And inhale, lengthen. If your foot's up off the ground, bring it back. And we'll slowly move back to our tabletop position. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take my left foot, swing it out behind me, and come into our side plank position. So I have a nice long body. I'm pressing through my left shoulder. It's nice and active. I'm not collapsing, but pressing into it. If you'd like, lift your right leg up off the ground wherever you can. Feel those muscles turn on as you increase balance and strength needs. Reach that right arm long above your head, making a long, long line in your body. And wherever you are, we're going to exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Gently come on back to all fours. Take a seat on your heels, roll your wrists if you need to, and we're going to get right back into it. So come on back to all fours into our tabletop position. We're going to tuck all 10 toes under and preparing for downward facing dog. So from here, you're going to lift your knees up and press your hips nice and high. You might need to adjust your hands or your hips or your feet. That's fine. We only have 2 hips, a left and a right, and we've got 2 feet. Okay, that didn't work out so well. So we're gonna pedal our feet, find some movement there, whatever feels good to you. We want our feet about hip width apart. Heels disappearing behind our toes. Our gaze is gently at the mat or our toes. We're going to press through our shoulders, lengthening our body. We want to focus on the length between the top of our head and our tail. Have your knees bent a lot or a little, but knees bent is probably where most of us are going to be. On your next inhale, we're going to walk our feet up to the front of the mat. We're going to fold over. I invite you to bring your chest to your thighs, or your belly to your thighs. Hang your head long and heavy and feel the traction in your spine. You might grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Continuing to breathe through your nose. And on your next inhale, if your arms are released, release those and slowly start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming into a tall standing position. I'm going to face you here for a moment. As we come into stillness in our standing position, this is mountain pose or Tadasana. Your feet may be touching, big toes to touch, and a space between your heels, or you might have your feet separated under hip width apart. In mountain pose, the intention is for us to be active in our body. So it's not like we're standing, hanging out in line, but we are activating all of the muscles in our body to be strong and tall. My legs, arms, belly are active. The back of my neck is lengthened. Shoulders are down away from my ears. This is a great place for us to find our balance. The base of our feet, the bottoms of our feet, if we think about having a triangular base with our heels, the big toe, ball of our big toe and ball of our pinky toe, we've got triangles on the bottom of our feet. And to help maintain balance, we want to have even contact, even weight distribution between all of those 3 points. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bringing our arms up high to the sky, tall mountain. Exhale, swan diving forward into forward fold. And we're going to inhale to halfway lift. We're going to pause here, so continue to breathe. Halfway lift. We want to have a nice long spine, shoulders pulled back away from our ears, and we're using strength in our entire posterior chain, the backside of our body, all of those muscles. In halfway lift, you can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or maybe if you have some more flexibility, your hands come down to the ground. Or maybe your flexibility is not awesome and you're using blocks to help hold you up for halfway lift. On your next exhale, forward fold and plant your hands on the ground. We're going to step 1 foot back at a time, back to our plank position. We're going to inhale here and hold just for a couple moments. In our plank position, I want you to think about tightening your legs, your quads, your glutes, being active in your belly, most importantly. It is a nice whole body strengthener. And we're going to slowly lower all the way down to the floor. When you reach the floor, keep your hands where they are. Place the tops of your feet on the floor and inhale to low cobra. Exhale, lower. We're going to do 2 more of those. Inhaling to low cobra, elbows reach back towards one another. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Exhale, lower. Nice job, guys. Tuck those toes under. Press up through plank and back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here and out, pressing through those hands and shoulders. On your next inhale, step and walk your feet back to the front of the mat. Fold here on your exhale. Inhale, lift high, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. Congratulations, that was our first sun salutation. We're going to do 2 more at a little bit quicker pace. This is connecting our breath to our movement. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, whatever version works for you. Exhale, fold, planting the hands. Step your feet back to plank. Maybe your knees are down. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale to cobra. Maybe you reach a little bit taller. Exhale, lower. And inhaling through plank and downward facing dog. A full breath here. On your next inhale, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise high, reach high, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching the arms high, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you're reaching down to blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands. Step your feet back to plank. Again, maybe your knees are on the ground. Exhale, lower all the way down, nice and controlled. Untuck the feet. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you push up. And exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Full breath here. On your next inhale, step or walk your feet to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise high, tall mountain. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to get going in our little flow for today. And so I invite you to choose the stance that you would like. We're going to start with chair. You can keep your feet hip width, so hips, knees, and toes are all in line, or you can have big toes to touch and a little space between your heels. So in chair position, I'm going to turn to the side here. You're going to reach your hips back like you're sitting back into a chair, but there's nothing there and you have to hold it. So let's do that together from the tops of our mat. Exhale, sending the hips back. Think about that triangular base. You want most of your weight in your heels when you're here in chair position and a nice long spine. All right. Keeping your hands at your heart, we're going to keep our right foot planted and step our left foot back and reach our hands down to the floor. Hello, low lunge. Place your left hand on the ground and inhale, reaching your right arm up to the sky into a nice twist. Exhale, right hand down to the floor. Inhale, reaching our chest vertical to high lunge. You can have your hands on your hip or your arms reaching high, pinkies spiraling in, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, drop the right arm down, back to high lunge. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Now we're going to meet in low lunge. We're going to pause here for just a moment. We're going to do a vinyasa, which is part of the sun salutation. So we'll plant our hands, step our feet back to plank. Maybe our knees are on the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pressing up through tabletop or plank. And pressing back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. On your next inhale, walk your feet to the front of the mat. Find your chair, feet, whatever stance you'd like. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Bring those hands to your heart, finding that chair position. If your feet are together, your knees are together. Shift your weight onto your left foot, step your right foot back, and reach those hands down to the ground. Hello again, low lunge. Plant your right arm down on the ground. Inhale, twisting high. Exhale, bringing your hand back down to the floor. Inhaling, bringing our chest vertical to high lunge. Reach those arms nice and high. Exhaling, twisting, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhaling, back to high lunge. And exhaling, hands to the ground. We'll vinyasa here. Step our right foot back. Exhale to chaturanga, or all the way down to the floor. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. We're going to repeat that and add on a couple warrior positions. On your next breath in, step or walk your feet to the front of your mat. Find your chair stance, feet together or hip width apart. Inhale to chair. Exhale here. Find your weight on your right foot. Exhale, back, your left foot back. Finding your hands in low lunge, planting your left hand, inhaling, reaching your hand up to the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up to high lunge. Exhale, twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, bringing the arms back to high lunge. Here's our change. Exhale to warrior two. So to get to warrior two from high lunge, we're going to pivot on our back left foot. So we pivot to bring our heel in towards the center of the mat. Arms extend out and back, nice and long. We still have a vertical chest like we've had with high lunge, only we're open hip position now. Inhale, tilting back, reaching back for reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel those hands all the way down to the ground. Plant the hands, step right foot back to meet your left, and we vinyasa. Exhale, lowering down to the ground. Inhale to cobra. Exhaling, meeting back and downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. We're going to do that again on the other side. Inhale, walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Find your chair feet. Inhale to chair. Maybe we keep our arms up extended this time. Our belly is still active. Back is as straight as we can make it. Find that weight in your left foot. Step your right foot back. Reach those hands down to the ground. Place your right hand on the ground. Reach your left arm up for this low lunge twist. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, coming up to high lunge. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Sweeping the arms back to high lunge. Here's our change. Exhale, pivot on the right toes to warrior two. Keeping that bend in our front left leg. Hold here. Arms reaching out, creating that space. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheeling those hands all the way down to the ground. Back to low lunge. Step your right foot to meet your left foot to meet your right, and vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale to upward dog or cobra, and then we will meet in downward facing dog. Nicely done. All right. From here, let's come onto our bellies. Nothing fancy. We're going to start to wrap up class a little bit, slow things down. We're going to do one back strengthening exercise. It is called Shalabhasana. So we're going to have our hands extended by our side, palms down. And when we inhale, like cobra, we're going to lift our chest up off the floor. Hands come as well. And if you'd like, you can lift your feet and legs up off the ground. Continue to breathe through your nose. Don't forget to breathe. We're going to hold this, creating strength in the back side of our body, that nice strong posterior chain, increasing strength for our postural muscles. And exhale, right ear to the ground, to your mat. Breathe here. You're working hard, doing good. Bring your chin back towards center. Inhale. Lift whatever you want to lift up off the ground. Chest is a must, hands are a must. Maybe you add your feet. For a little bit of a chest stretch, maybe you can grab your hands and press your arms back. Still working the strength in the backside of our body. Hold a little bit more and release, left ear to the mat. Nice job, guys. From here, we're going to roll over onto our backs. Nothing super fancy. And we're going to do a few quick stretches and then, hooray, you did it. All right. We're going to start with a supine pigeon or figure 4 stretch. So we're going to have our knees up towards the ceiling. We're going to cross our right leg over our left. And then we're going to reach, maybe this is enough of a stretch for you and you stay here and you feel it through your hip and your thighs and all that good stuff. But maybe you pop your foot off the floor, bring your hands behind your thigh, your left thigh, or I don't like this version as much, but maybe you love it. Bringing that left leg in close and grabbing on your shin. I like to grab behind my thigh and press my right elbow into my right leg to increase the stretch a little bit. You'll notice my feet are active. They're at 90-degree angles. Toes are pointing back towards my knees. That's what we want here. And then if you want to explore, maybe you find a little movement side to side and you find a stretch in your hip that just feels real good. Hang out there. That's awesome. Continuing to breathe, slowing everything down. And when you're ready, we're going to switch. Bring that right foot to the floor, cross that left foot over. Again, maybe this is your stretch today, and that's awesome. If you need a little more, you can pop that right foot off the ground. You can grab your hands behind your right thigh or your right shin. This increases the stretch, but I feel like I can do that in another way as well. So toes are pointed back towards 90. I like to press my left arm into my left thigh. You might not like that. It's fine. And I also like to shift from side to side just a little and find that stretch. Yeah. You guys are doing good. We worked hard in our lunging positions. That's mostly where we were today. So this is a good stretch to lengthen those muscles that we were strengthening. And release. We're going to do a little bit of twisting. We're going to do windshield wiper legs. Ooh, what does that mean? We're going to keep our hands by our sides and we're going to drop both knees down to one side. Hold here for a full breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center. Drop both knees to the other side. Full breath here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale back towards center. If you need a little bit more of a twist or a different twist, I invite you to do what feels good for you. We are going to move into our final pose of the day, which is Shavasana. So if your low back is a little finicky or not super happy, you can keep your feet towards your bum, widen your feet out a little bit towards your mat, and then you can drop your knees in towards one another. And you might stay here and rest with your palms up for our time in Shavasana. Or you can extend one leg at a time, mat width or wider, spread out, open your arms a little bit more from your body. and rest here in Shavasana. Return to your normal breathing. If you have time, I invite you to stay in constructive rest or Shavasana for another several minutes. If you need to get going with the rest of your day, then I invite you to bring a little bit of awareness and movement back into your body, wiggling your toes, moving your fingers and hands. And then when you're ready, gently rolling over to one side, and resting your head on your arm, having your knees in a little bit of a tucked position. And while we hang here, I want you to thank yourself for taking this time to be on your mat, to move your body, to connect to your breath. Thank yourself for participating. Thank yourself for what your body can do for you. And when you're ready, I invite you to push yourself up to a seated position. Find that comfortable seat, and we'll take 3 final breaths together. So lengthen that spine. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. One more breath together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Thank you so much for joining me today and for giving yourself this time today as well. I thank you and I say namaste.